Hey, it's Jeff. Welcome back, and let's get started. Okay. Now, the king looks pretty cozy. I don't really see a way to attack it that easily. I'm wondering if knight g5 is a move that that pokes out. It threatens both of their rooks. I wonder if rook h1 would ever do anything. Doesn't look like it. The bishop on g7 seems to be pretty good. So what's wrong with just knight g5 winning material? Oh, we could also go queen d6, I guess. That's a hanging pawn. Does queen d6 and then knight g5 make a difference? I think it does. Queen d6, king g8, knight g5. They have bishop e5, winning our queen. So if we go knight g5 now, I think their only real problem to worry about is bishop e5. We just have to find the best square for the king. So knight g5, bishop e5. Let's say king g2. Oh, then they have rook takes g4 check. So maybe king h3. So knight g5, bishop e5, king h3. Yeah, I don't see any good follow-ups. They do have rook e3 check, pawn takes, queen e3, and they can give some more annoying checks. Maybe even a queen f2 check and win the e1 rook. But with our knight on g5 and queen on g6, if they ever lose any more checks, we might be just threatening queen f7 checkmate. So I think maybe the main point of problem is to not go for the pawn and then playing knight g5. Knight g5 just has the extra added benefit of if their queen ever moves, we can checkmate depending on where the queen goes. So I like just knight g5 immediately to not hang the queen. Oh, so I didn't see queen check. I knew bishop check was a move. And I think this runs into similar things. So if we go king g2, they have rook g4 check. So, oh, but if we go king h4, they have queen h2 checkmate. So king h3 actually guards against all of it. And if we go king f3, queen f4, and then they can take on g4 next move and it'll be bad. So king h3 looks like they have no more good follow-ups after. Alright, so now they're attacking our queen. We have the option of knight h7 and then knight takes f6. But let's see, is there anything better? Knight takes e4, we'll just hang the queen. And yeah, I don't see anything better. So we're going to go knight h7 and then take the rook. One last check. Anything better? Queen e8? No, just lose the queen. So yeah, let's just take this. Okay, and that was the puzzle. Now I'll switch to analysis board. And I will check on the wrong moves. Okay, so most people, king g2 on move 2. Okay, so people are going king g2 here. And king g2 I didn't like because this takes. So anytime you just allow something like these kind of checks for free when there's another move that didn't give such easy checks, it's a good indicator that it could be wrong. Let's see, after king h3, the computer's saying this. Yeah, so it just looks like once you see rook g4 is an option that they have, it looks very annoying to deal with, even if you don't calculate it out. You can just kind of tell that you don't want to allow something like that. So you want to look for something else for sure. So that's a case of not really assessing all your candidate moves. I mean, they are kind of limited, like you're in check, so you have to move somewhere. Not here. King h2 isn't available. But it just so happens that in these situations when you're calculating, it's possible to check every single move and figure out if they have anything else after. So like here I said they might have something like this. This might not be the best move, but it is something that's kind of annoying to deal with because they can just do like that. Like I said, after this, they have this checkmate. And so yeah, you don't want to do anything like this. Maybe you allow this check, and then they can take, or, well, no, they wouldn't take next, because you can checkmate. But they would have this initiative. They could actually take with the queen here, and then take here. So let's see. Next is 2 king h4. Yeah, king h4, that was the one I said. Well, also, this actually isn't checkmate, because they go knight h3. But it is leading to checkmate. So in this position, Stockfish says bishop f6 is mate in 7. So if you want, you can use this as an exercise to calculate that out. So you can pause the video if you actually want to try that. I'm certainly not, but I will show you the mate. So queen takes f6, rook takes, rook h1. I guess they're just trying to delay stuff as much as possible. King g5, queen e5, king takes, rook takes g4, f6, queen takes f6, king h7, and now there's a lot of checkmates. Okay, now, okay, so we looked at king g2 and king h4, 3 knight e6. Okay, let's see what that is. Oh, so people are going knight e6 here, check. Yeah, this one just seemed so much better just because they're attacking the queen. Like, is the idea is rook takes e6, f takes e6, and this is winning for white, but they can go queen takes e6, and now if you take the queen, they take your queen, and now black's winning. So if you play knight here expecting you'll be okay if the rook takes, it's actually the queen can take, and that's the main problem that you missed. So forcing move for the opponent. Okay, so that's that. We're going to try another one. Now, what is going on here? The king looks pretty safe, although all our pieces are pretty much aimed at the king. Like the pawns hitting g2, our bishops are, like in some situations, if you remove this g2 pawn and f3 knight and move this bishop a little closer, it would be checkmate. I wonder if I don't really know what we're doing here. What can we attack? The bishop is guarded on c4. We can go queen a2, threatening checkmate. But they should just be able to defend it. Like queen a2, queen h3. Also, they're threatening checkmate, aren't they? No, not yet. If we go queen a2, they could just checkmate with queen d8. So that solves that problem. We don't have to consider those moves anymore. But what could it be? Kind of like rook g2. Don't know if it leads to anything, but it's kind of active. If king takes, I'm not seeing it. I also have an eye on bishop e7 to get a tempo on the queen, and that would also free up our queen to move around more. And also rook g4 is a move that I'm kind of considering. And just taking the knight on f3, like bishop f3 now, could be something. I'm looking at moves like bishop f2 as well, but I think I could just eliminate that, queen takes, and there's nothing. So 3 minutes, and I really have no ideas of what the tactic could be. Let's say bishop f3 just to open lines. Pawn takes. No, still don't see it. A move like rook g4, king h5. In some situations, they'll have queen h8, so I don't think we can do anything in time after rook g4. So I'm leaning towards either bishop e7 or bishop takes f3. Or rook g2. Problem is I don't see the follow-up on either of those moves. Did b5 do anything? Do we need the bishop off that square for some reason? No. Okay, bishop e7, queen h3. Don't see any attack. Rook takes g2, king takes g2. Not seeing anything there. So I'm just leaning towards bishop takes f3. I don't see anything there either, so Oh, so what I was seeing with bishop takes f3 is the bishop and our rook are looking at g1. If we could get the queen to b6 and get that position, then rook g1, rook would have to, no, because the queen's in the wrong order with the bishop. Like if the queen was on c5, bishop on b6, we might be able to checkmate on g1. This one's tough. Probably means I'm missing something very simple. So rook takes g2, king takes g2, bishop f3, king f3, queen c3. They're king out in the open enough that our queen and dark square bishop and do some damage. Let's say king e7, king e2, king e2 after that. We have queen e3, and then king f1, queen g1. I don't know, but that's what I'm gonna go for since I don't see any other moves that have logical follow-ups. But after rook g2, king g2, bishop f3, king f3, it looks like we can bring our queen in with some checks. So let's be prepared to get it wrong. Alright, it was wrong. Bishop f3 first. And then this. Oh, so that's how you set up that g1 checkmate. So you gotta go bishop takes. And then this threatens checkmate on g2 and also threatens to take the rook. And also blocks their checkmate on d8. So that's why that's the spite check there. That was nice. Yeah, so after bishop f3, I had to see queen d2. That was too difficult for me. All right, let's go to analysis board. And queen a2 was the most common mistake. Didn't that just hang mate though? Let's see. Yeah, so oops. So the most common move, it could play either piece to d8 and checkmate. So yeah, that's definitely missing opponent's candidate moves. And then rook takes g2 was the next mistake. I made that one. And bishop e7 was the next mistake. I did consider that, but it seemed like after I was thinking queen h3, but this is actually a win for black still after something. But they like just this. And I did see like this would be annoying in any variation where we allow this. This was part of the reason I didn't like going rook g4 on move 1. But let's see. So what was, but after, if white made the wrong move and went here, let's see what was engine C for black. Well, maybe it's just we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. We had a bishop here and an extra pawn and more active pieces. But the engine does say that this is just crushing for for black. Okay, and you're picking up this pawn and you have these passed pawns. So yeah. But in terms of a tactical puzzle, them just going to h3 and seeing that you're not winning too much on the spot, winning too much material on the spot, is an indicator that that isn't the best move. So anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.